Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Overnight last night, we ended up getting yet another new update for Battlefield 6, a full-on title update with game update 1.3.1.5. Now, honestly, we weren't really sure how many updates we'd be seeing in between Phase 1 and Phase 2 this season, since the entirety of Season 3 is a little bit more condensed as far as the major updates and the content updates go. But lo and behold, late last week, they did announce a surprise update dropping today, May 26th, and we now have the full-on patch notes for these as well. So the quality of life game update 1.3.1.5 will be available on May 26th at 8 o'clock UTC, of course live now by the time that you guys are seeing this video, bringing a focused set of fixes and improvements across Battle Royale, Portal, maps, gadgets, vehicles, weapons, and UI. This update is aimed at improving consistency across core gameplay, resolving issues that could disrupt respawning or deployment, and making Battle Royale and Portal information clear through improved menus, UI messaging, matchmaking, feedback, and progression visibility. So as we do go through all the updates, all the patch notes here, if you guys enjoy the video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new here, you want to stay up to date with all things going on in the world of Battlefield, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. So they do give us a quick little rundown of the major updates before we get into the exact specifics here. They do say they are addressing issues across Hagenthal Base, Railway to Golmud, and Portal involving out of bounds areas, spawn placement, objective behavior, and then also some map information as well. They are improving Battle Royale and ranked Battle Royale's UI, including matchmaking, messaging, progression visibility, and a loading screens. They're also resolving several issues that could prevent players from respawning, redeploying, or even deploying on vehicles as well. So with the general changelog here, first up for player updates, they improved mounting reliability, resolving an issue where players could unexpectedly lose their mounting position, where at times it just kick you off there. So that'll be a little bit more consistent now. That's a good thing. They also solved an issue where decals could fail to appear as intended on certain surfaces. Just a small visual update there, nothing too crazy with that one. With vehicle updates here, teammates can now deploy on the AH6 Little Bird when the gunner's seat is occupied. So that's now going to be a feature, can definitely help out getting to certain points in the map, or making your way into a choke point a little bit easier since you can spawn on that Little Bird now. With gadgets, they improved the MTN55 proximity detector spotting, so enemy soldiers are revealed more reliably in certain scenarios. So just the information that's giving out is going to be more clear now, a little bit more consistent as well. With maps and modes, they addressed an issue on Hagenthal Base where players could use the assault ladder to leave the intended combat area, essentially just glitching out of bounds spots where they could get into an exploited spot and then still take out enemies there, but you wouldn't be able to shoot back or see essentially where they're always firing from. So good fix there as well. Players can now respawn and redeploy as expected after being eliminated while the edit loadout screen is open. So there were some bugs going on where that would essentially cut you off from respawning. It could bug you out there if you were trying to change your class or adjust anything with that. Then on Railway to Golmud specifically, here we got some updates. They adjusted an escalation alternate spawn point near objective B to prevent players from spawning high above the ground. So you just spawn in and start free falling. A little surprise there, making sure you're paying attention for sure, making sure you're locked in. Destroyed houses near objective E in Conquest no longer leave floating debris behind, so just cleaning up some like visual clutter there. Objective D in Conquest can no longer be captured from the top of the communications tower, so that's no longer going to be a strategic spot for that. They also resolved an issue where a placeholder Battle Royale loading screen image could appear, so again just a small visual bug going on with that. In Portal here, they updated the Portal Next Complex 3 description in maps and mode filters as well, so again just a minor menu fix there. Then we jump over to REDSEC here, and we've got a handful of new patch notes, new changes specifically for this. On the competitive front, a couple of things. Players can now select visual customization while in the lobby, so you don't have to be in any specific menus or wait to get into a lobby to do that. You can always do that whenever you want now, essentially. Players now receive a clearer message when ranked Battle Royale matchmaking cannot continue because party members are too far apart in ranked. So it's going to make it very obvious if you are too high of a level versus your friends, and that is a rank level basically that's not compatible with one another. It's going to make it very clear, hey, you can't matchmake until your buddy gets locked in and gets his rank up a little bit more. So you won't be confused with that, why you're not matchmaking, just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. Placement rank points rewards on the rules and points page now reflect the latest ranked battle royale balance changes there, so you'll have that fully available to you. Also, ranked points counter behavior has been improved after reaching 999 ranked points. And then across the board, just with weapons here, the L115 sniper rifle model now remains visible after the player using it is revived. So there were some bugs there where if you were using the L115 sniper and you ended up getting knocked or you go down, and then you get revived, sometimes it just straight up would not be in your hands at all. You'd be holding an invisible weapon there. I believe it was also happening on respawns at times as well across the board. So if you had it, you went through your respawn and then you picked it back up, there were some issues going on there too. So nice to see that they have fixed that specifically. Also, for what it's worth, in case you missed it, later on last week, they did also drop a couple of in-game updates as well, just prior to these patch notes dropping. So jet usage is now back on Railway to Goal mode in Breakthrough. The issue affecting ticket count when using this vehicle type has now been resolved, and you can now use jets again as intended on this map and on this mode. So there were some bugs initially right when Railway to Goal mode dropped, where in Breakthrough, jets were causing problems with the ticket count. They have fixed that, so now jets, all vehicles are fully back, working as intended on Railway to Goal mode. So good news there, because that map is like the vehicle play space right now. So all that's back to normal. And then they did also drop some Eastwood escalation changes, some very specific ones here. They say, we are making a first pass of changes to escalation on Eastwood by adjusting some of the HQ and capture points to help balance the win rates between the two sides. So essentially, they just saw that there was too much dominance coming from certain parts of the map here, certain teams on Eastwood escalation. So they say the HQ on the west side of the map is now moving a little bit north. Capture point B will move closer to capture point A and have its capture zone adjusted. Capture point C moves slightly south. Capture point D moves slightly south. Capture point F repositions north and has its capture zone increased. These changes are now live and may take a moment to appear. By now, you guys are absolutely seeing these in game, but they do give us a little GIF here showing where the new escalation points are across the board. So if you've been playing escalation on Eastwood the past few days, you'll probably notice that there are some changes now, but that is fully live and adjusted, and we'll see how that impacts the general flow of the game, and if teams are winning more at a certain rate, or the flow or the pacing is adjusted at all after this change. That being said, though, that is effectively everything that changed in the new surprise update for Battlefield 6. Obviously, phase 2 not too far away now at this point. We've got our next major content update and major gameplay update on the horizon. We'll have to see if anything else gets updated or changed in between now and then. Of course, if anything notable does happen, we'll be breaking it down here on the channel in a future video. So stay tuned for that, alongside everything else going on in the world of Battlefield, by hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.